الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also reminds us in the Quran that the Quran is to be read. وَقُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ لِتَقْرَأَهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْثٍ وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا. But the Quran is what we have sent down, فَرَقْنَاهُ, in intervals. قُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ لِتَقْرَأَهُ النَّاسِ. But the Quran we have sent down so that people can recite it, they can read it. He sent it out in intervals, meaning over a span of 23 years, it came in intervals. The verbatim didn't all come in once, but it comes in piecemeals, gradually, over a span of 3 years. عَلَى مُكْثٍ, during a long period of time. وَنَزَلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا, and we have revealed it again and again. You see in Arabic the word nazzala means to reveal again and again, to send them again and again. But anzala means when all of it come together. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. That's the night of Qadr, when the entire Quran came down to the lowest heaven. That's the entirety of the Quran. It said, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatul qadr. When the word anzala is used, when the word nazzala is used, it means that action repeats itself again and again. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala referred to in the Quran, وَنَزَلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا. And we have kept on sending it down and down again over a span of approximately 23 years. The revelation from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the revelation that we have, that is the verbatim that he received from Jibreel alayhi salam, instructed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, sometimes we're being asked who wrote the Quran, and we don't have an answer to it. And sometimes the answer we give is very arbitrary. The answer that we give sometimes doesn't make sense. And we are all over social media, we are all over Twitter, Instagram, and we want to give an answer. Because our Muslims are never short of answers. But we are short of studies. We are short of understanding. We are short of analyzing the Quran. But we're always at the forefront, very impetuous to answer questions without having the facts correct and without knowing exactly what is meant. How would you be answering a question that who wrote the Quran when we are talking about the verbatim? Would you be able to give an author to that? No, you wouldn't when you talk about the written information, because the written information is not here with us. Obviously meant that who documented the first Mus'haf. That's a different understanding altogether. It's a different discussion altogether. Who documented the first Mus'haf? And that was done during the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Zayd bin Thabit, who was the secretary, he was documenting constantly. The only concern came up to the Muslims to compile all of that and to keep it intact was then after the Battle of Yamama. That's in 632, when many of the memorizers of the Quran, the Hufaz, they passed away and they died. So it became a concern among the Muslims that, suppose all of them were to die, how can we still preserve the Quran? That was their concern. But before that, there was no concern. Because they all memorized the Quran and they recite it every day. They recite in Salat al-Tahajjud. They recite it in every Salah. That's a constant thing. But sometimes the Muslims can't even understand that how is it the Quran has been preserved in memorization. Well, that's the skill that was used. That was the style that was used in preserving the Quran. They had absolutely no worry and no concern. But a concern came when many of the Hufaz passed away, and then they decided, let's get it on paper now, let's get it on a Mus'haf before all of them passed away. Just a fear and a concern that they had in their mind became very apprehensive. Something can happen. They were thinking about you, they were thinking about me. How can we get information? Because we're not going to have all these Hufaz all the time. Alhamdulillah, we still have them from that time to now. And you will know that the Quran that you read when you were a child at 6, 7 years old is the same Quran that you have now. And as you pass on during your own lifetime, it passes on to other people's lifetime, because you have the continuity from generation to generation that you can still have the same information what you have, which is incredible when you think about it. And it doesn't change. Well, the way they recite in Egypt is the same they recite in Saudi, the same they recite in my country, the same they recite in this country, the same they recite in Turkey, the same they recite in Bangladesh, and in different parts of the world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that understanding so we can understand what He says in the Quran, how He says it, and the information that we receive. Then when we're being questioned, we know exactly what should be our response in a very intellectual way that is based on facts and evidence. وربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم ألف بين قلوبنا واصلح ذات بيننا واهدنا سبل السلام ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور وجنبنا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن وبارك لنا في أسماعنا وأبصارنا وقلوبنا وأزواجنا وذريتنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. عباد الله، إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله، إن ذكر الله تعالى أعلى وأولى وأجل وأعظم وأكبر. وأقيموا الصلاة.